Okay, helps if I turn the mic on. Okay. So just checking over things now. I seem to be having tech issues in the OBSE. Wanted to load straight away. Okay. Turn myself down. So there's approximately a 1 minute delay between me speaking and my stream. I suspect that's the new anti-lag mode. So hopefully by now you should be off the screen. Now, the main reason I run that intro for as long as I do is to allow you to get through the pre-rolls. So hopefully we should now be running. I'm just going to go and check some settings, because with OBSE having updated, sorry you can hear parts of it in the background, that's a delay between my desktop audio, it's showing on Twitch itself, and you're hearing it as part of my thing. So like I said, having some tech issues because I had all of this muted originally so that I could hear me, but you couldn't re-hear me. So I'm going to get on with the game, but be aware there's approximately a 2 to 3 minute delay between me actually saying something and it being broadcast. I think it's the anti-latency because Twitch has been suffering some serious lag lately. I have got the chat up so I can see it in real time. Okay, so excuse me while I silence it. I'm trying to find it in Twitch where this anti-latency is because I don't like it being delayed by such a long time. Somewhere in settings, I know that much. Come on, take me to the dashboard, please. Settings. Stream. Oh wow, it's normal latency. Why has that been enabled? I usually have it in low latency. Bad stream. Okay. Hopefully that should improve things a little. Right, so back to Pathfinder. Now I'm playing Pathfinder because I really couldn't think of what else to play at the moment.
I'm gone.
Oh, hang on a minute. Who's this? This isn't my stream me. This is my alternate me. Inevitable excess me. We were playing Amari. Load. Amari is stream me. Oh, we're off to a great start today. OBS wanted to update twice on loading. Then it deleted everything, so I had to redo everything. And it seems that Twitch update, because Twitch had an update the last couple of weeks, also put me into extreme latency mode, so even bigger delays than usual. So I put it into low latency. Apologise for any lag. That will be probably my rural internet connection, despite it now being cable. And of course Twitch itself, which has become laggy in the last few weeks. I suspect it's due to the sheer volume of people streaming for Pride Month and so on. Right, not that. Oh, and of course there's TwitchCon. There's Conquest going on in the Philippines. But yeah, it's just been one of those days today. I didn't ask to rest. Why are we resting? So yes, when I last went off, we made this world scar become a pretty little pond. And I formed a weird little court. Oh, and apparently I need to level some people up, so we'll do that. I apologise to anyone who usually tunes in on my YouTube channel. I say my YouTube channel. The Lonewolf Clan YouTube channel. Some of our guys that want to make content haven't quite figured out how yet, so we're sort of putting them through how to make video band camp and the do's and don'ts of YouTube, which, as you know, anyone else that streams or publishes videos on YouTube, that's an impossible feat to remember because they change the goalposts every other week or less. So yeah, we're teaching them how to do their stuff and upload it onto our channel, as well as loading it onto their own channels because we're a collective. But in the meantime, it's me mostly publishing things, and I'm sorry to say, but the last couple of weeks, I really haven't had the time to get down and edit videos. You'd be surprised how long it takes to get round and edit videos. It's insane. You don't realise how long it takes until the hours have gone. and I've got too much personal stuff going on at the minute in more ways than one. So yeah, I'm sorry I can't get down to that. I will get back to making videos at some point. I just can't give you a time frame at the minute. I will put my Twitch in vacation mode if I need to be away for any length of time. And I've got some summer solstice stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. I say next couple of weeks. Yeah, next couple of weeks. From the 20th to the 22nd, but because it's midweek, it won't really affect my stream.
I'm gone.
But that said, like I said, I've got some personal stuff as well, so there's a lot going on. I don't know why I came here. I've already done this quest. Yes. Keep going. Fresh blood, evil entities from the cave under the mountain. The path leads here, a splash of blood with... Okay, reading that. With blood of the many victims that have been dragged here at night. One can hear the hoarse voice offering blasphemous prayers to powers unknown. The very sound of the language the prayers are recited in is an insult to the skies. Why does that sound like something out of Dragon Age? Come on, get a move on. Random encounter. You failed to sneak past enemies. Okay. So we will just explode them, I guess.
Let's have some fun.
Surrender or else! I'm sorry I have to do this.
Oh, the thing that the heart passes is a beholder. Come on, get rid of Natsu.
Out of my sight!
So, I wonder how long it's going to be before I get tongue-tied today.
All they took from me, I'll take back.
I'm going to take it back. What is going on? Come on. Wait, thank you. Getting stuck on a dead thing. To that one from. All of your characters are fatigued. Yeah, sure, let's rest. Camouflage. Nenio. Protective rituals. You can help. Come on. I hate how we rest on the map on this. No, we don't want to enter. We want to go this way. And then some more that way. And then down here. Yes, that's where we want to go. And find out what this place is. Interesting.
Follow my steps. Mind over muscle. refuse to accept their statement.
Simply business.
You are my favorite aide.
Why is everyone walking so slowly? Commander's banner. Sweet sleep. Penetrable leader. Back to back. Why are we walking slowly then?
I won't let you hurt my friends.
To cease to exist.
I will fight.
Oh, we've got the Nemesis. Oh,
What a
baboos.
discovery.
This will be the stuff of legend.
Not that that surprises me in this game. It's too easy to get OP.
Let's head out.
No, we don't want to go out yet. We're looking for the cave. Need to explore the cave. And I need to get a mosquito lamp.
Let us be careful.
Or Commander Charlie's mosquito in murderating tennis bat of doom.
Something here.
Let's make this quick.
It's just for reference. Can we all go ranged? I rather don't like it when I'm in a trap. Oh, he doesn't have one. What have we got we can give him? Oh, Radiance. I should probably give that to Sheila. So that said, I am a paladin myself, so we will keep it. Oh, that's a very nice axe. Can't remember where I picked that up now. But he can have that. And he can have that. What is that? Dueling sword. Do I have anyone that can use dueling swords? No. Oh well. Right. Crossbow, please. Oh. Right. There's method to my madness.
You're in my way.
Precision and grace.
Too late for apologies. I'll hit you!
Now.
Huh? Oh, yes, what? A success worthy of praise.
That one. Then that one.
This experiment has gone awry.
Nenio. That was an epic fail. Now you're gonna go stand on it. There you go.
I agree.
How does she not have perception?
We should move. I've spotted something. Tread lightly.
Whoever's the best one can go and fix the trap. Looks like that might be me. Okay, so now I'm the lockpicker.
Completed.
Okay. Things change rather randomly on this. Oh look, a dead person. Book of some kind. What book's this? Okay, Master Hunter's Diary. Yes, please. And a sword. Okay, just a sword. Junk to sell.
Be careful, everyone!
I'll make short
Everyone
work
focus
of
on
this.
that. Okay, I'm not. I'm gonna have to talk to that. doing, Avu?
Good night.
Attack!
Just like in training.
Seriously? Spells?
Done.
Giant, all-powerful monster, and all it has is a couple of spell scrolls? Boom.
I'm gone.
Let's prove
You
their
had your
logic is
chance.
lacking.
It was corrupted. Kill the heretics. May they know the power of the Titans. I didn't really get to finish reading that before it really skimmed off. See if I can scrolly up and find it, which is behind my avatar me head, of course. What did that demon say? Did it even come up on this? Well, if it did, it's been completely zoned out with combat stuff. Great.
Follow my steps. Let us bide our time.
More skills. Why are all my skills missing? This is ridiculous. Oh, definitely want holy. Desperation. Saddle up, nope. Just light. Lay on hands. More lay on hands. Treat affliction. Smite evil. Piece of dreams. Unbreakable heart.
Apparane sentes.
Remember when that was a passive skill.
Let's head out.
Everywhere in here? Ah. Not, yeah. Venenio's puzzle. I might have to go look that up.
Let us be careful.
Can we go down there? We can't pick up from the dead
Can't
person.
hide this from my eyes.
Aha. That's what I'm after.
Tread lightly.
Right, so. Over here. Get a move on. Right. So she has all her abilities. She has all her him.
The way's
Him.
never fun.
Practice makes perfect.
The road awaits.
So why would mine all not there? It's just weird. Actually, come to think about it, am I still a paladin? Awful good. So yeah, I should be. Apparently there's some loot up here somewhere. There it is. And more loot up there.
Something here.
And a shield, and another sword. Right, may as well go to that one, it's closest. Here we go. Right, I need to find an army to move. That's nice and close by. Brilliant. Really? I guess it won't be that army now. This is going to get wiped out, I just know it. One of those redundant forces that I normally disband. Or not. Well, they might. Yeah, they might. There I go. Well. Yeah, well. That was an okay army. Need to start putting troops in certain places now. Oh no. Hell Knights. I've got them back. It's looking ripped now. Close combat training. Definitely needed. Charge formation defense. Number 2. Overwhelming shot. Go for the throat. I think we'll go with that one. Terrorism, scorching ray, cure wounds. What the? We need to get rid of that. There we go, that's the end of that. That castle is now mine, and I shall leave that army there to defend. This one's on a path discovery. Okay, right. Zombie. Zombie. Nope, full of whites. What have we got here? Acid trap. Stone throw. Ice bomb. Trap. Please don't. Oh, there we go. Brilliant. Okay, up we go. Some more up. More around. Okay, where's that demon army going? And I have to admit, this is probably the more boring part of the game, where you have to sit and sort your armies out, get your maps sorted and so on. Now then, we have a summoner somewhere. I think it's that Nabasu. Oh, you're going to be immune to that, are you? Be immune to that then. Evil, move forward. Knights, move forward. Dog, move forward. What have I found? Another dagger. Right, so next army. We can defend that. Just gonna go through and make sure I've leveled everyone that should be leveled up. Level him up. Forgot him. Cool lightning. Anyone else that I accidentally forgot? Him. Oh, stuck between heal and firestorm. continue. Where did it? Okay, so I wasn't really sending him anywhere then. Sue them. Go level up. So if you level up your generals, they get these cool offensive spells that make battles quite decisive. Accept. And then we go that way. Oh no, we're chasing them. All that EXP. Yummy, yummy EXP. Really? Really, really, really? Let's check that there. Was a bit mean, really, wasn't it? Throwing a holy bomb and trapping them in the corner with no option but to go through it. What have I found now? Faultless Daybreak. Pursue. Fire elementals this time. Okay, right. And what have we got this time? Eye for an eye. Interesting name for a bow, given the history of one of my country's rulers. I literally took an arrow to the eye. Okay. Holy bomb. Splat. Soon. Spiders. Death by its own trap. Okay. Actually. Now what we found. Chainmail of the Dragonfly. bad armor. She can stay there for a minute. Right, so back to me. Let's see. Okay, so what encounter have we got now?
Time to work.
You? No, just one of you. You.
Ah, they don't know how fragile
That one.
they are.
You should have listened to reason.
You.
You're irrelevant.
That one. You. That one.
You won't stop us.
You.
Out
That
of my
one.
sight!
You.
Simply business.
Oh, thank
I'll
you for
remove this
amusing
obstacle.
me. I will see to your demise.
Surrender, or else!
Aim carefully.
Clawing time.
More pointless stuff. And from the looks of it, my guys need the camp. Oh dear, and we failed to do the anti-corruption. Mhm. Okay, now if I
I'm
remember rightly,
gone.
the god of the hunt has been corrupted, so wants us to cleanse him.
Follow my steps.
Young cleric of Erestel greets you with a shy smile. What an honor it is to see you again, Commander. Welcome to the Temple of Delamere, the Blessed. As the temple prior, I offer my greetings. The word prior, priest's face flashes pink. What do you know of anything connected to this temple? Where to begin? The temple is dedicated to Delamere. Oh, I mean, of course, it is a temple of Erestel, but Delamere was the prior of this temple. I mean, no, I am the prior of this temple, and she is like its blessed Mother Superior, its patroness. Okay. Either she's possessed or something very weird is going on. And tell me about Delamere. She lived in these parts back when Sclerosis was still standing. She was a priestess of Erestil, and the Kilids deeply respected her for her hard nature of her unshakable faith. Estriel blessed her with various wonders, then the common folk knew that she would stand up for them. Delamere did not like city life, she said. Cities encouraged vile deeds and corruption of the soul. She said that people ought to live in small clans where everyone knows everyone, where everyone is kin, and where every person has a duty to the rest. You can't hide your sins in a village. In a village, everyone knows what the kind of person you are. Actually, in a village, gossip is possibly the most common game, and everyone thinks they know who you are based on that gossip. She had the revelation, and she would travel around the villages to see how many people lived there. If any settlement had more than 53 souls, she drove out the rest and told them to settle elsewhere, because otherwise the village would have grown to and turned into a little town. Her methods were harsh, of course, but people still listened to her, because Estelle herself was on her side. She had an edge to her. A single-heartedly chased off whole bands of marauders and harassed villagers. Not really sure this person's of nature. Delamere was blessed. The blessed was wise, no, she wasn't. She really drove people out of their villages? That's ridiculous. I'm going to say 1 just to placate. Kendios swells with pride. More than wise. Her temple has been entrusted to me, who it was a mere shepherd boy not too long ago. They say Delmere looked after animals herself in her youth, and look at all she has accomplished. Let's talk about Estelle. Estelle is an old god, back from the times when there were no such things as towns. Simple is he, and good, and he wants people to be the same. He wants them to live in small settlements where everyone knows each other. He wants them to value the simple joys of life and not vicious ponderings. That's exactly what happens in villages. He wants people to turn their beard, honestly, to earn their bread, honestly, sorry. Here we go. So it took me 48 minutes to get tongue-tied. Although hunting, crafts, farming and fishing, he especially prizes hunting, of course, when it is for sustenance rather than sport. He is both stag and hunter. He favours both guys. Without going too much into religion, that sounds like the Green Man. He is both the hunter and the hunted. Estelle does not like finery, and he demands no special ceremonies. He used to simply appear before hunters and rangers and offer his wisdom, but when he was angered, he is terrifying. If someone harms the country folk, takes pleasure in the hunting of animals, or spoils the crops, that person may well take an arrow from Estriel, and his bow knows no mercy. It is the father of all bows, for it was Estriel who taught people how to shoot. That's not his bow. It means he's a good hunter and one heck of a marksman. Everything's clear. It was a pleasure to be of your service, Commander. Have you seen anything suspicious in the area? The cleric nervously lowers his gaze. No, everything is quiet around here. There is nothing going on in this temple, that's for sure. That's not what I asked. Pilgrims have said there's dragons flying around this area, snatching up travellers, and others say that's just a rumour. Things are quiet here in my temple. Why would you ask me to help at your temple and then tell me nothing's going on here? Need the services of a cleric. I would be glad to help. Okay, right, so bulk selling. I have to find some junk to sell. Junk. Can't use. Can't use. Can't use. Don't want to use. Can't use. What's this one? Keep that one. Give that to the tiefling when I get him back. Can't be bothered to use. Blitz cut. Oh. Now for armor. Ooh, carapace. That can go. That can go. Those can go. And there we go. Okay, so. Does he have anything of interest? Ooh. 3/3 specialist belt. We'll have that. Wisdom. Icy protector. Half pair. Mage's headband. Nope. Okay, so we're going to go around the back.
Our duty calls.
So there's a trap, and apparently we can't see the trap.
spotted
There we
something.
go. Right, thank you.
Done.
There's Nordic runes around. them.
Impossible.
Okay, so everybody. It's still me. Right, so what's down here?
Is that a trap? It might be a trap.
Ember, be quiet. Unless it's a trap, don't speak. Okay.
Completed.
There we go. Oh, what's this? Info. A page. Okay, right, so that's one of Thingy's notes. What's in there? Oh, box. Oh, more junk.
We should prepare. Done. Something here. Done.
What's that? Okay, so someone else here had Fenin.
I failed.
And bash it open. Ready? Okay, just kick it.
Completed.
Actually, speaking of Fenin. Fenin, the talking weapon. Hail to the adventurer. You know, I never regretted following you. Everyone seems to revolve around you, like beavers in a mill wheel. I'm not sure I want to get that reference. I'll have a lot to write about in my report to the Pathfinder Society, although thinking about it, it's been a while since I've last sent any of my reports. Yeah, Fenin, yeah. Let's talk about you. Oh, sure, go ahead. Although I haven't really done anything noteworthy yet. Do you realise you're a weapon? What kind of a question is that? I mean, sure, the clerics keep going on about every crusader being a weapon of Iomedae, but I don't speak for myself in fancy words like that. I'm just a lad with 2 arms, 2 legs, more freckles than I'd like, and choose where I go and whom I fight for. I don't want to be someone's weapon, you hear? Aroden is dead. Now everybody decides their own fate. I mean, you're literally a weapon, Venin. How did you become a Pathfinder? I've always wanted to be one, ever since I was a kid. I remember I'd go out to the edge of the village at sunset and then just keep walking until I got tired of, or someone dragged me back by my ear. I was like someone was drawing me away from my home. My clan wasn't the nomadic kind. Before the wound opened, the idea of travelling anywhere would never have crossed the minds of many in the clan. They were content with their community and their patch of land, but I had always wanted to see what lay beyond that bend in the road, over the familiar hill beyond the horizon. My father, he wanted to teach me to be a shaman like him. But as soon as I came of age, I was off looking for the Pathfinder Society, and I found it in Iz. After 3 weeks of travel on foot, I passed their trials, and they accompanied me. My father hasn't spoken to me since, but that's all right. Once he hears of my great deeds, he'll come around someday. Oh boy. One's a phoenix and won't believe the truth. The other is a talking weapon and won't believe the truth. What is wrong with these people? All I wanted was to rush off into some faraway land and find a treasure trove no one else had discovered yet. But I knew I had a duty to Sarkoris. Then the wound opened, the demons, the havoc. In the end, I never went anywhere. But as soon as things calmed down, I'm setting off to explore Aslant. I've already decided. Great ancient ruins. That's my kind of life. Being surrounded by the wreckage here is depressing. I'm sure you know. Do you remember anything before you ended up in Canabras? Uncertainty in Fenin's voice. I mean, a lot of things happened. I remember how happy everyone was. The wardstone was placed in Canabras. That was some celebration. And I remember when the cultists took me, cut down my whole party and dragged me to their ringleader. Don't know his name. Everyone just called him the Bladesmith, but after that my memory is all fuzzy. For some reason, he didn't sacrifice me or anything. He knocked me around, said he'd been looking for a phantom blade for a long time. I don't remember why. Because you are now very literally a phantom blade. How I escaped, what I did, can't remember that either. Some crusader picked me up in the wound, brought me to Canabras, and that's where I stayed licking my wounds. Maybe there was a mix-up, and now they think I'm dead. Why else would none of them contact me this whole time? Because you are dead? Wardstones, you say? That, what you are describing happened decades ago. That's rich. Next you're going to tell me I've been sleeping for decades. I'm seeing parallels here. Last year that was. Well, maybe the year before last. I couldn't have been wondering the wound that long. I would be either dead or an old geezer by now. Nah, quit messing with me. I don't think you can age, Fenin. Fenin, you need to understand, you are not human anymore. Fenin's voice sounds concerned. Hey, are you feeling alright? Maybe you need to have a lie down. I'm standing right in front of you. Poke me if you like. As human as they come. Or do you think my travels have worn me down so much I've become an animal? Not happening. My folks taught me to stay human always, no matter the circumstances, to remember that I am and never will be the shame of my ancestors. To shame my ancestors. I'm starting to wonder if Fenin has a ghost visage of himself that only he can see. Are you still able to commune with spirits? Maybe I can, or they don't want to answer me. I'm still a spiritualist, a phantom blade. My power is within me, but I have this feeling like I'm separated from the spirit world by some kind of transparent wall. I keep knocking, but no one can hear me. I think Fenin forces a chuckle. I guess all the bladesmith's torture did a number on me. Broke something inside. You could say that, I guess. Found the cultist reports on their test. They say you were used to kill crusaders. What? You must have the wrong guy. I'd never been friends with cultists. I would have remembered something like that. Maybe they caught some other Pathfinder and bent him to their will, not me. I would have remembered. I wouldn't lie to you. I would have remembered. So here we go. We're starting to break down his wall of lies. Okay, so tell me about the Pathfinder Society. Oh, well, sometimes folks curse our names, calling us opportunists who just want to line our pockets, but that's only part of it. We're travelers, explorers, solvers of mysteries, and fighters of evil. I mean, good coin hasn't hurt anybody yet, but for folks like me, it's not what matters most. We're curious to see the world, play a part in everything, and stick our nose everywhere. Yeah, look where that got you. Getting into our circle isn't easy. First, you must prove that you can endure any place you're sent to, that you won't shy away or flee. That's why you'll never catch a long line of applicants outside the Society Lodge. Every lodge has a venture captain, and if they approve your application, you're in. And there are many lodges all over the world, but the main one, the Grand Lodge, is located far away in Asbalom. Absalom? Maybe? I've never been there myself, but I've heard a lot of stories about the Dismivirate? Why do they put these weird words in? That governs all Pathfinder's affairs from there. Okay, so that's all we're going to talk to him now. Right, so that's our first talk with Fenin, because we found some notes. What did that? We found some notes relating to him. Although what we're doing here, I don't know. And what do we have here? The young cleric lets out a loud scream and addresses you with a quivering voice. I beg you, don't touch that door. I discovered a concealed door in the temple. Where does it lead? I want to go inside the crypt. Kyro's face goes grey and he falters and shudders over his words. That what door? The door that it leads into a cellar. There's nothing interesting behind that door. Name of Estroke. Are you not ashamed to lie to your sister of faith? Tell me all honestly, what happened here? Kael looks on the verge of tears. It's all Zendra. She's a witch. She's come here one night, threatened to torture me, and demanded that I let her into the crypt. She said that her friends would be coming here sometime, and then she placed a curse on me. If I allow anyone other than initiate servants of Baphomet into the crypt without her permission, the blood rats will appear and in my stomach, and they will gnaw me from the inside out. But I want to live. But I'm no warrior. I'm a humble shepherd, and I never said a word to anyone. They go in there and do things, they whisper. I'm afraid to go in, and I can't. You can't go in. There's no one in there now anyway. Sandra hasn't been here for many days, and if still willing, she won't come back again. A cursed witch. Have you heard about my powers? Your power is hard to miss. It's like grass growing through stones, stubborn, full of life, and unpredictable. Sometimes it's like I can sense your approach from afar, like a gust of wind from the freshness in the air that comes from before a storm. There is a goodness in your power, but there is something else that frightens me. It is too unpredictable, and it seems to me that you cannot fully control it. Grass between stones. To grow, the grass must destroy the solid ground, which something may have been standing on that solid foundation. Something may have relied on that firmness. I'm sorry, I can't express myself more clearly. You should be speaking to someone who is truly wise about this. Kind of why we're here. I want to go inside the crypt. Okay, so we've got Angel Good. Good. You have betrayed your flock. If you have even an ounce of conscience left, you'll give me the key. Either give me the key or I'll knock your teeth out. Oh, well, that's nice. Carol's face reddens in shame. With a trembling hand, he gives you the key. You have performed a action of good. And
Let's head out.
right, everyone off. Okay, so where's the door to the crypt? Oh boy, what have they done? Meredith, these days, 3 days old. What a happy day. I'm standing enough. Oh boy. That's a lot of reading. Okay, burial rites, several fortification functions. They mitigate the psychological strain of parting with the deceased. They neutralize the source of disease-causing miasmas. And they suppress the spread of cannibalistic and necrophilic acts. I really didn't want to read that one. In society at large. There are many ways of disposing of the corpses: burning, dissolution in harsh chemicals, ingestion by all members of the community, but by far the most popular method is burial. A grave protects the corpse against carrion eaters, serves as a place of remembrance, proclaims the merits of the deceased, and of especial importance when they're safely measured measures are taken. Grave burial prevents the deceased from coming back and venturing their still living visiting their still living relatives. Not if they're ghosts, it doesn't. Right. The commander examines the stone sarcophagus of the Crypt of Estil. It was a fascinating temple for demons who until very recently. Bones are scattered across the stone atop of the sarcophagus. Some are especially identifiable as the human finger bones. A human eyeball floats unappraisingly in a clay bowl, and next to that lies a half-gnawed rib cage. Commander decides it's worth to examine the sarcophagus. Examine the symbols of the sarcophagus. At first, the symbols are unfamiliar to the commander, but to her eyes, they soon lay on a familiar combination of letters. De la Mer. And the name of the crypt. This is the name the crypt cleric Kaido mentioned in his conversation with the commander. This sarcophagus undoubtedly contains the body of the priestess of Elistil, Delamar the Blessed. It is unlikely that the young cleric would have read this inscription, written as it is in such an ancient tongue. However, the information Kaido provided is enough to help the commander unravel the mystery. It is the lid on the sarcophagus, the symbol from a circle. The commander notices that the seemingly solid slab is actually composed of several pieces in this spot. The hairline joins between the fragments are almost impossible to see. In Sarkoros, there existed the funeral tradition in which a priestess would have placed magic seals such as this on tombs. The symbols on the seal are threatening. I guard the eternal sleep of Delamere. Cursed be to any who dare to destroy me, the commander. Okay. Asks her patron Estelle for help. Mary solemnly brings her hands together in prayer for help. Estelle answers. The stag bellows in the distance. Old Deadeye's sacred animal. With a soft click, the seal crumbles into fragments, and the lid of the sarcophagus slides open. Inside the sarcophagus lies the remains of a female archer. The bones are held together by leather armor, covered in the same symbol as on the sarcophagus, and the skeleton whole hands are clutching an impressive bow made from an antler. Surprisingly, there is no unpleasant smell that remains. The commander, I'm not a lich, takes the relic from the sarcophagus, decides to have the remains and relic moved to Dresden. Reverently touches the relics and closes the lid on the sarcophagus. Suddenly the commander feels a rush of fresh air out of place in the cellar. It carries the scent of rain and sounds of the dense forest. A mighty roar of a mountain river. The commander's body is overflowing with the power, and the bow seems to yearn to be in her hands. Now snuffed with an overabundance of strength, the strange sensation passes, leaving behind only pleasant freshness. So I've just become a walking air freshener. Fantastic! Where would that have been put?
Let us be careful.
I'm gonna rip them in half! This will be the stuff of legend.
Tread lightly.
It's the Temple of the Hunt dealt with. Nope. There isn't any way to deal with a talk. Ugh, more enemies.
Precision!
I refuse to accept their statement.
They'd better start running.
At least, try to entertain me.
Right, I'm leaving again. Continue. Enter. Oh, load screen. Commander. Olivia greets you with a solid nod. I've got some information that might be of personal interest to you. It's up to you how you deal with personal interest to me. What do you mean? I mean that we're talking about the military. We're not talking about military or political matter here, but rather a matter of heart. Tell me. Soldiers have been gathering in the graveyard to play cards. We usually turn a blind eye to such things, though it's against regulations. Yet we let them enjoy themselves as long as they don't cause too much trouble. And that's usually the case. But recently my people have noticed this social among them, and the gambling seems to be having an unhealthy effect on him. As you know, I usually keep my nose out at other people's private affairs. With all these spies and cultists, I have too much on my plate as it is. But I know you're close to him, so maybe you should do something about it. This isn't an official report, it's just a tip-off from a friend. Thank you for your information. You're welcome. Oh no! Darian, I don't want Rose...
It's Aislinn in Canada.
Yeah. One of these days, my character Aislinn is going to make those roses grow and wrap around Caladai for his constant advances on her. Right, and well, we'll see. It depends on the dice. Overwhelming fragrance of roses hits you as soon as you enter their headquarters. Roses occupy very much of the available space, fresh and sweet smelling as if they have just come into bloom. The scene is capped off with Darian, who stands at the center of this rosarium, and a single red rose in his hand and an expression of utter innocence on his face. Darian, there's nothing innocent about you. Amari. It is so good that you dropped by. As you can see, I have been working on a little something, and I'm afraid some of your advisors are less than happy with it. I wonder why. Sure, if by a little something you mean the entire shipment of freshly cut roses teleported here from the southern county, Erebeth ships from foot to foot, glaring at the flowers pressing from all sides. I mean, you could have outfitted an entire unit with the money you spent on this. Fortunately, they were my own personal funds. I spent them on as I see fit. This gloomy citadel needed an injection of beauty. Well, he's not wrong. Hails the scent, his eyes never leaving yours. Darian, what are you up to? That's none of my business, of course, but I've known you for a long time, Darian Airedale. This whole thing looks like another scandalous stunt concocted to rile up the Crusaders. If you want to pay the court to the commander, don't do it in our headquarters. Arabeth, you're just encouraging him. I, for one, have no problem with being courted in our headquarters. Do you have something to say, Count? Arabeth, I see that these roses are taken away. Darren, another stunt like this will not be tolerated. I'm going to go with 2. A tragic misunderstanding has occurred. Darian pauses while continuing to Let's try this again. A tragic misunderstanding has occurred. Darian pauses while continuing to cast delighted glances at you over his rose. The thing is, I have no intention whatsoever of haunting the commander in the romantic sense of the word. I never even crossed my mind. Okay, that means it does. Okay, I don't know what led you to such a farcical conclusion. Darren holds the rose with the utmost delicacy, waving it gently from side to side. According to recent research conducted in by Absalon scholars, the scent of roses reduces stress and fatigue, refreshes one's thoughts, and stimulates intellectual activity. So I only had the good of the crusade in mind when I placed these flowers here. My actions were entirely selfless and sincere. Smile at Darren. Either way, it's a wonderful gift. Pluck the petal from the rose in Darian's hand. I can't wait to learn more about this unique properties of roses. It never crossed your mind, you say. Well, in that case, it won't ever cross my mind, to fill your bedroom with crates of Crusaders unmentioned. Oh dear. Very tempted with 3. Shrug. I couldn't care less about roses. Darian, let's get this straight. I have no romantic interest in you whatsoever. So please stop this non-courtship. I'm stuck. I'm either going to earn his ire and lose favour. This feels like Anders from Dragon Age 2. Where he comes on too strong, and no matter what you do, no matter the lines you pick, he still comes on to you. Alright, smile at Darian. Either way, it's a wonderful gift. Pluck a petal from the rose in Darian's hand. I can't wait to learn more about the unique properties of roses. It never crossed your mind, you say. Well, in that case, it won't ever cross my mind to fill your bedroom with crates of Crusaders' unwashed unmentionables. Shrug. I couldn't care less about roses. Darian, let's get this straight. I have no romantic interest in you whatsoever, so please stop this non-courtship. Wish I had a D3 right now. Okay, can't wait to learn more about... I'm just going to say 1. Okay. I don't believe my work is done. Till next time tomorrow. Oh, great. He's going to invade my room next, isn't he? With a bath. Early sunset. Oh, early sunset. They've named themselves. Okay. Otherworldly is the word that describes the stranger's face best. Everything about him indicates that he has arrived from another plane. He bows before you with grace and dignity. Oh, he's another Izata. So, that's what you look like, troublemaker. The whole plane of Elysium seems to be talking about you. Your power resounds throughout space like a bell. I hurried to the call so I could advise you and help you avoid any missteps. This must be the same Izata that helped you early on. But of course you've now changed, so you'd be unrecognizable to them. Boring, yawns it. Ava. Oh, great. Wisdom is often tiresome. A mortal cannot be expected to wield supernatural power without guidance, so you would do well to take advice from an actual supernatural. Being Amari, you may call me El Sunset. I hope to become your most trusted advisor in all matters, great and small. So, you're a real Izata. You came from Elysium? Not precisely. The news of you and your particular abilities reached me while I was travelling between planes. So I have come directly from. So I have not come directly from Elysium. However, I can tell you quite a lot about it if you'd like. Do you know anything about my power? It's unique, no doubt about that. Everything seems to suggest that you're somehow wielding the power of the mightiest Izatas. Mortals possess many gifts and many extraordinary heights in society, but your abilities are on another level entirely. They abide by different rules, if there are any rules that at all to speak of. If it is the will of the god of Elysium, I'd like to be the first to discover their intentions. That said, it may well be a careless folly, long forgotten by its authors, and not a deliberate design. In that case, you will need the help and advice all the more. I'm glad to meet you. The pleasure is mine. The newcomer inclines his head. I'll take up no more of your time. If you wish to talk, I'll be nearby. It will take me some time and observation of you to ascertain how exactly your power manifests itself and how you must wield it to stop it spiraling out of control. Once I have something useful to tell you, I will inform you without delay. Okay. Avu looks at you, utter despair etched on her little face. I just thought of something awful. Absolutely awful. What if my tongue's ugly? What? You're a 5-year-old dragonling. Wouldn't it be something more splendid if it was forked? Don't be silly. Your tongue is the best of all possible tongues. Well, if you say so, it must be true. You're the only one I'd trust to tell me the truth about my hideous tongue. Avi, I followed your advice. I've tried to be nicer and more rebellious. Tell me of Elysium. Well, I can't tell you all that much of Elysium. I only lived there for 5 years. After all, if you don't count the time I spent as an egg, it's a beautiful world. So many things to grow there, and they produce beautiful fruit. And there are some fruits that you're not allowed to eat. There are some places where you're not allowed to fly either, and there's places that kids aren't allowed to visit, although not as many as there are here on Galorin. Places where kids aren't allowed to visit. I can only imagine what goes on there, and my mind is quite fertile. Right. Avril.
I see the great finding freaks there.
I'm trying not to laugh while trying to read Abil's.
Yeah. I'm saying that dragon not work. Not given some sense.
You're telling me I can't stay sane while talking to this dragon. Need I remind you, I invented the Litwaif dragons. There's nothing sane about them, and their second language is thingy. All kinds of beings live in Elysium, even titans and gods, and I've only ever met one, Caden... Saline? The god of alcohol. Oh, God. He's not like other gods. He can go wherever he wants and talk to whoever he wants. Imagine that. I was just flying around on some errands and I met him, a god. He let me sit on his shoulder and carried me around for a bit. It was so much fun. But then he gave me a sip of beer and I said it tasted revolting. I realised it probably wasn't the best thing to say to the god of ale and wine. But he wasn't angry. He just laughed and said I'd understand when I grew up. I hate it when people say that. Even a god. You'd think a god would know what dragons like. Not when they're that young. I've followed your advice. I've tried to be nicer and more rebellious. Yes. No, I mean, yes. Well, not quite. You need to try even harder. You can do it. You'll see. Okay. Right, let's go. Now, who have we got and where? I think that's him. Early sunset greets you as graceful as ever. Quite curious what he looks like. Oh, like a Roman, kind of. Right. What questions are you burdened with? Tell me about the gods and things that have happened on other planes. You must have witnessed many. Elysium, what's it like? How is your study of my power progressing? Not quite as quickly as I'd like. Still, I can already tell that the key to controlling your power lies in self-control, believe it or not. You're driven by emotions. It may bring visions of Elysium upon you. Or it may turn the rock you stand upon into a garden. So far, these manifestations of power have been harmless. But someday you might transform a fortress wall standing between you and the enemy army into a curtain of flowering vines. Sunset? Seriously? Don't tempt me. That's why you cannot simply let things run their course. Be cautious and prudent when making decisions. I'll be there for you. I will intervene and advise you if the choice you are about to make may be potentially dangerous. Why did you decide to help me in the first place? Someone had to, says Early Sunset in a voice heavy with meaning. Anyone who wields that kind of power, especially the power heretofore unknown to the shifts of the balance of the world wound, cannot be left unattended. As much as I'd like to avoid odious comparisons, a moth drawn to a flame. It is true in a sense. I have been drawn to your light, and so I am here. Tell me about yourself. By mortal standards, I am very, very old. Well, okay. So telling you about myself would take an unreasonably long time. Sunset closes his shimmering eyes for a moment. Many of the creatures you call supernaturals emerged from the reborn souls of mortals. I am not one of them. I was shaped from a fragment of my home plane as an embodiment of its principles. An eternity has passed since then, during which I have seen an incredible and seen the incredible and witnessed the unbelievable. Gods battling one another, demons, lords raising and falling, centuries-long disputes over the fate of a single soul brought before Phasma's judgment. Yet, despite the breadth of my experience, there are still things in this world that can surprise me, like you, for instance. Tell me of the gods and the things that have happened in other planes. You must have witnessed many great events. Oh, I know a story that you should find engaging. It's not directly related to you and current events, but it is still quite instructive. It occurred, let me see, less than 600 years ago at the time measured in the mortal plane. In other words, it might as well have been yesterday. It all began in Olor, a lady of the hunt, a demon lord who has since perished. It was her penchant to take control of the body of the recently deceased hero and visit their family and friends and wreak death on them for a especially gruesome manner. Alora preferred to keep the hero's soul somewhere close at hand to make them watch their loved ones die, unable to intervene. Early sunset fell silent for a moment. Believe me, I take no pleasure in recounting the meaningless violence. It has happened that Alor picked the righteous Dezen priestess, the one goddess was especially fond of, as her new victim. It enraged the goddess, and believe me, the wrath of the righteous is much more destructive than the evil of the darkness. Desna stormed into the abyss itself and obliterated Alor along with her realm, reduced her to dust, scattered her to the wind, and when she did that, something unpleasant occurred. Demon lords, who had lived like spiders in a jar since time immemorial, never missing a chance to bite each other, suddenly banded together in an alliance called the Coalition of Chaos. I don't recall ever, and I mean ever, laughing as hard as I did when I first heard that name, Coalition of Chaos, yeah. That said, most of the gods did not see the humour in it. The planar war was about to break out, one could claim at least as many lives as Earthfall. All because of a single priestess, her family, and her friends. Thankfully, Celestria wished to right Desna's wrong. The goddess of revenge revealed her most powerful aspect, sowing discord among the demon lords. The savoured Sting is a true artist in that regard. I must say, the Coalition of Chaos crumbled and the war never begun. The demon lords and their armies crawled back into the abyss where they belonged. Lawful. It seems that you want to warn me against the reckless display by Desna. Sester is truly godlike in this story, chaotic. At least Desna actually fought evil instead of sitting on her hands. I suspect it's that lawful one. Yes, I do. Demons deserve punishment, but you should not go too far when battling them. You must ensure that your followers show equal restraint from the lawful action. What's Elysium like? It is a plane of great contradictions. It is built on the ideas of freedom, good deeds, and openness to all. But here is the paradox. If you do not believe in restrictions and are prepared to accept everyone, must you also accept those who seek to restrain your freedom and bind you? If you are good and enjoy liberty, you must put up with those who are evil and who thirst for power. Will banishing them be considered a restriction of their freedom? So many questions. So chaotic is that plane that it separates parts construct sharply with the whole vengeful Celestria and Goram, the embodiment of endless and meaningless war, rule over Elysium alongside the carefree Desna and the adventurous god Caden Cullion. It might say that one thing Elysium cannot abide is order. It wouldn't be quite true. It is more that it avoids Elysium. Order avoids Elysium at all costs. Oh dear. I have to go. Farewell. And remember, I am here to help. Why is that thing in my room? Breath. Let's talk about what happened. Yes. Shameful. Praise Ioma Day. It didn't affect the crew. Okay, right, yeah, right. Under the circumstances, leaving. No, you're not leaving that easily. Few deserve these titles more than you. Don't blame yourself under the circumstances. You did everything possible and more besides. Who will lead Eagle Watch then? You and I have no one to replace you. You know I have no one to replace you. That suggestion is no better than the desertion, except you want me to take responsibility for it. I don't want to hear it. Join the ranks, knight, and fight as you swore to do. Thank you, Commander. The gratitude in Arabeth's voice is sincere. A spark of enthusiasm appears in her eyes, which had grown dull in recent weeks. The half-orc salutes you sharply. For a moment, you once again see Arabeth, who was ready to protect the defender's heart with her dying breath. Thank you for still trusting me, more than anyone else does in this crusade, even more than I trust myself. Despite her works, Arabeth obviously still feels unworthy of her commander rank. Changing her mind will require more than platitudes. Perhaps you can bolster her by appointing her a position where she can work more closely with rank-and-file soldiers, those whose faith in their commander remains undiminished. Okay. Arabeth's order. So, that means more managing. Yay. Right. Events. Decrees. Oh wow. Well, we're going to do Arabeth's orders. The fate of the flawless daybreak. What else have we got? Disturbing provisions among the Yep. We need food. Royal Parade. What we got here? Strengthening chain of command. Okay. Thank you. Logistics reform. Okay. And we've got an event. Conflict between two officers has led to the defeat in a skirmish with demons. One of the officers, a charming young noble, tried saving the lives of the soldiers. The other, a cynical veteran mercenary, acted based on the principle that victory is all that matters. The soldiers from each unit blame the other's unit's officer for a defeat. How should the investigators attribute the guilty parties? Both officers? Plunge the young veteran. Let the aristocrats judge the... Okay. reconcile them. Social is convinced that both officers have something to learn from each other. Following his advice, the investigators sent out the two of them on a mission together. They come back as good comrades in arms. Their units have been performing in harmony ever since, and the fame of the two great comrades has been drawing in new recruits. There we go. That's a far better outcome. Skip a day. We've got an army marching up towards us. Didn't want that one. Crees, where are we at? Right, now I've got two events. Maribeth wants to talk. Fate of the Ultra at the First Retriever. Craftsman wants to talk. We'll deal with that in a moment. The Crees. How are you doing? Right. Right. Come on. So now to get these talks over with. Commander, I have alarming news. Sakir seems to be ill. He has stepped back almost completely from commanding his people. His ever-bright crusaders are a large and expansive force. Our strategy relies heavily on them. Please talk to him. It might be time for Sir Kaon to step down and hand over the leadership to a younger, more energetic knight. He's not as young man anymore. It must be a struggle to keep up with his responsibilities. What do you know about his trouble? Just rumours, Commander. They say it's like his mind is somewhere else all the time. He is anxious, but won't say what happens. So Sakir is respected. When people see him acting strangely, it breeds uncertainty in the ranks. I will talk with him. Oy. So it looks like I can't. Right. If you think you're coming up near my place, you've got another thing coming. As they say, get off my lawn. him there. Actually, no. There. That one can stay there. That one can sit there. He can go sit in Dresden itself. He can sit there. They can sit there. And they can't do anything else. Right. New forces I can buy. Yeah. Come on. Hooray. Oh, there he is. No, okay, right. Why is that thing in my room? I really don't want a glittering giant gold golem. What is the point of that thing? Ooh, they've changed the room up quite a bit. So chorus lost. Quickly scan through that so it's registered as red. And of course, because I squashed the gem by accident. Pop all them in there. So I'm not lumbering them around. First retriever shirt. I'll probably wear that myself. If it will let me, that is. Oh, I'm wearing Crypt Raiders. Let's have a look. That's Carapace. Shin Man of the Dragonfly. Okay. Now I need to go down to the streets. Someone needs to talk to me down there. If it loads. There we go. Assume I'm still running over. Yep, there we go.
I'm gone.
A bit bland. Everywhere. That's now a very nice looking tree with now very looking abandoned streets. Oops. Oh, there's now fish in there, I think. Is that tiny little fish? I can zoom in. Yep, tiny little fish. Okay. I can't go in there. Okay.
Follow my steps.
So I've now turned it into
Let's
an
head
overgrown
out.
garden. Got it. I suppose I should come over to the temple side now and see what's over here. Oh, Iomade is going to hate me because this is going to be a Temple of Desna when I'm done. Okay. Come in now. It's an inn. It's a house. Citadel, Captain Eldor. Guessing he's up on the ramparts. Yeah, there he is. Oh, Albrig looks lost as he stares at his hands, retracting and retracting his sharp claws. Everyone's dead. There's no one left. No one. I just can't wrap my head around it. Red nods wordlessly. He lets out a long sigh. Well, tears won't win us the war. How can I help, War Chief? Right, that's that done. Okay. Darian. Sorrel. Lady Kobe. There he is. The old Crusader looks anxious and disoriented. Yes, has something happened? Where did your boy Mulgraf go? Pain shines in the old man's eyes. His fuzzy grey hair, dirt and hangs down unkempt strands, and he lets out a heavy sigh. He ran away. He packed his things in the dead of night and disappeared. Must have gone to find some demons to fight. He is a Killid. Their entire clan are blood enemies of demons. they also worship the god Goram. Did you see the straw wolf hanging from his neck? It's a chain talisman. It's called the Little Fang. I put so much effort in to get him to see the light of Iomade, but he imbibed his loyalty to Goram and his mother's milk, I told him. You can't fight the darkness if you are guided by anger. If rage overwhelms you, you can't. You will either perish or become a villain, or get so used to war that you'll forget what it's like to live as a human. But he only had one thing on his mind: vengeance. For his family, for his ancestors, for his wounded honor. Tried to find him. They say he's been going to the tavern a lot recently. Ever bright crusaders don't go to taverns. We keep ourselves clean, body and spirit. But Morvig didn't go there to drink or play dice. He was looking for a guide. And he found one. A Killid too. An old one. A descendant of the Sarkorans. Even the demons couldn't force them out of those lands. They say Morveg wanted to go towards Wintersun, an ancient Sarkoran settlement, but I didn't know that he wanted to go there or where exactly to look for him. There's a lot of demons in that region. I can't send scouts there with an order to leave no stone unturned. There will be too many skirmishes and monsters and huge losses. The old man looks completely devastated. I want to ask a few questions at her. About me, Sarkoda, or me? The glorious ever-bright crusader, or the leader of our order? Tell me about your order. I'm not going to read these. Don't have any more questions. I have to go. Right, so we've got his quest now. Noble. Scrum. Right, devil, peasant, noble. Exotic weapons provider. Right. How's it going? Sorry, there's a bit of delay between the chat messages and me getting them. It's going slowly. And I'm at the point now where it's very, very heavy on the, as you might call it, admin. And how are things going with you, Black Oni? Oh, now what? Issue an order that will allow Arabeth to spend more time among common soldiers. I did! Right there! Fine, let's give it a day. Enemy has reached you and will now attack. Enemies are retreating. Soon. Yeah, I know those days. Been having a week of that. I always operate on the it could be worse, so look on the bright side. Cure wounds. Oh, I haven't given him any offensive magic yet. Boo. Hopefully he'll level up from this. Didn't level up from that. Boo. Right, fine. We'll go out here and attack them then. No. We will pursue them. You mean the whole grid battle thing? I mean, I get why they've done it, but I do think it's made the game lengthier than it needed to be. Really? Explode. End that thing, please. There we go. I'm starting to really hate the load screens. Excuse me? No. Where is he? Put me on entirely the wrong person. Elemental weapon. Okay. Yeah, fine. Whatever. We'll do that one. Oh. Offensive training. Right, so we're going to go put him back in his castle now. Need to get over there with Nenio. Which way are you going? Let them flee this time just because I can't be bothered. And then I click let's fight them. Holy bomb. About there. That. Smite that. And wait. And I heal myself instead. Charming. Oh, he can summon the dogs. Let's kill that one. It's obviously going to avoid the holy bomb, and then we'll kill that one. Maybe I should have pushed the holy bomb a little bit more back. Normally about there on the edges is enough to end them. Yeah. Boring stuff. Right. You. Whoa! That's a long way to get back to there. So where exactly is he going to get to there? I think we'll be doing that manually. Right, wait there. First arrows. So they're there. They're guarding there. Guarding there. Guarding there. They're guarding there. And they're on their way around there. Right. process of finding roads. Right. That's not what I wanted to do. Don't think it's that. Events? There we go, that puts us back into that. Commotion. Oh no. On orders of persons unknown, a crowd of servants have dragged. I'm not sure I want to do that one just yet, but let's get this over with. Darian. The Anders of Wrath of Righteous. No matter what you say or do to him, he still keeps trying. Load faster. Stop getting stuck at 70% every time I come into Dresden. That would be nice. We're here to play games, not watch load screens. Yeah, see, complaining at the load screen makes you feel better, for those wondering. Okay, now, huh? Who's this? Ah, this will be the one that Seal was talking about, I expect. Killed, well-known travelled robe, and a deep hood offers you a respectful bow. His voice is quite emotionless. Greetings, Commander. I'm to be granted an audience with a figure such of importance is a great honour. Your victories have impressed and inspired me, which is why I wish to do my part in the Crusaders' struggle. How do you plan to help me? Words devoid of colour and emotion run together from monotonous, endless stream. This is all because of one name. The name of one god in this puts me to forever tongue twisters. For 43 years, I have been gathering documents on sclerosis. Sarcosis. They contain numerous mentions of the history of the Blackwater clan. A clan was beset by demons as its members had dedicated themselves to creating a powerful weapon against the world wound. The clan needed more time, but no support came from their neighbours, and so the Blackwaters were destroyed. But the fate of the clan is not important right now. That's always important. What is important is that thanks to certain ancient maps, I have been able to pinpoint the location of their settlement. If you go there, you will be able to verify my findings, and if you happen to find a weapon that will help you fight against the demons, it will bring me satisfaction and pride. My life will have purpose. Well, huh? What kind of weapon were they working on? My thoughts on the matter are pure speculation. Perhaps it was a blade that could cut down even a demon lord. Fenin? Or an artifact that could call upon the endless host spirits. That would be me. Or a circlet that could reverse the flow of time, or even erase the planar invaders from reality. That would be the storyteller. The Blackwater clan operated in secrecy to protect their work from spies. Unfortunately, an ever-present concern, and to avoid drawing the demons' attention before the time was right. Well, that failed. Thank you for this information. I'll make it good use. Right, so that's him done. Ulbrig. Gather your band, War Chief. We're going back to the ruins of oh my goodness. I'm murdering this.
Yeah, your tongue is around something.
If anyone knows how to say this name, please go ahead and teach me. In the ruins of Ulbrig's hometown, Don't order me around, Albrig. I'm the one giving the commands. Why do we need to go to the ruins? Very well, we're going to the ruins. I'm trying to romance him so people know. Don't... Okay, right. So, I've got my armies in place. They should be self-sustaining for now. Wait, what? Oh. Really? Darian. The air is filled with a spicy, heady fragrance and stream that gently rises from the bathtub. Darian is perched on the lip of the tub, holding on with both hands for balance, while lazily swinging his legs. Oh, he's turning into an Azata at this point. It's so weird. His face is the picture of innocence. What's he up to? Ah, my dear Commander, you are just in time. I took the liberty of looking after your well-being and have prepared everything you need for a relaxing bath. Darian. Bathing for pleasure is the most therapeutic indeed. And is essential for healing, rest, and sound sleep. Why does he start to sound like a hopeless romantic doctor at this point? What is that smell? Herbs from the mountain meadows. I know my professionals prefer to add scented oils, rose petals, and foam to a hot bath, but I choose herbs. They are simply superior in every respect, and they inspire thoughts of freedom. He needs to become an Izata. Thank you for this. Very thoughtful. Oh, you believe I'm being thoughtful, do you? What if I merely dropped a very heavy hint that you desperately need to wash? Last I checked, we are living in the vile and cruel world of warmness and serenity cannot be expected. I'm trying to work out if he's doing wordplay or if he means warmness. A world where warmness and serenity cannot be expected from any quarter, and yet here you are making such rash assumptions about my motivations. I made no such thing, Darian. Anyway, raises to his feet. It's time for me to go. I shall leave you alone with this vessel of bliss. Rather dreadful turn of phrase, I admit. But what else am I to call a hot bath in the middle of a grimstone fortress? I'm going to go with that one. Have a nice soak. You deserve it. What are you up to, Darian? Oh, now what? Okay. Darian looks around and not... as if not exactly sure what he's doing here. Ah, Commander, how is our crusade doing? Our crusade? You weren't exactly thrilled to join the crusade. Of course I wasn't thrilled, but in unforgivable circumstances, a man cannot allow himself to wallow in gloom and despondency. What a man could do is look for the bright side in the whole situation of change his circumstances as much as possible. I, for instance, am certain that I'd be able to throw a rip-roaring party even in the centre of an echoing volcano with my hands tied behind my back. I believe he could, actually. Oh, it's a trifling thing. I wish to make a donation to the Crusade's cause. It seemed a smart decision to me because what's good for the Crusade is now tightly intertwined with what's good for yours truly. I'd have given the revenue from my estates a good shake-up and send a few courtiers scurrying around, but in the end I managed to acquire a couple of decent items. All in all, here is my donation to the Crusade and its commander. You must try them out for yourself. I offer these gifts from the bottom of my heart. This is getting worse. Thank you, these will come in handy. You finally proved useful at last. I can sense your own agenda in your choice of gifts. Clever. Darian smirked slightly. I thought of you while selecting these gifts, and now I must beg your forgiveness and bid you farewell. I still have plans in order and send a package of special gifts to my dearest cousin. Oh dear. And by the way, take a closer look at my gifts. You may find something special in there. Oh no. He's already given me ridiculous roses. I mean, literally intoxicating ones at that. Decrees. What have we got going? The path goes to pathways. Okay. And here. Chanting the altar of the first retriever. Yep. Studying the sword of valor. Oh god, so much paperwork. I mean, it's a drudgery. No, didn't expect I'd rank up that quickly. Okay. Skip a day. So that's distributing provisions done. Skip another day. Events. Cursed children. Here we go. Demons have been stealing children in Knarbris and possessing their bodies so that they can get close enough to Crusaders to deliver a dagger strike. The officers are asking how they should proceed when encountering the possessed. Hunt down the kidnappers, set a trap for the demons. Safety of the soldier come first. Saving the children must come first. Ooh. Hunt down the kidnappers. I know how this game plays out. Those poor kids don't stand a chance anyway. Hunt for the kidnappers of Knarbris. Skilled trackers and interrogators will hunt down and destroy the band of demons that has been kidnapping children. You can end it, no more will be their victim. Arabeth is appointed vanguard to the squad. Two new ones in events. Meeting with Darian. Back to the headquarters. Oh. I'm supposed to have nobles that do this for me. And we're stuck at 70 again. Now we've got the long wait for it to turn to 71. And then finally 72. And it'll be 73, and then it'll start racing along a bit. Whatever they did with that last update is really broken Dresden. Wait, what? Huh? Okay, what's he up to now? Now I have a new suit of armor in here. I'd say the bathtub's gone. Though it looks a little... Isrint trifle more serious than usual. Amari, we need to talk. Under strictest confidence, I'm going to invite you to not a date. Not a date. Yes, you heard me correctly. Not a date. If by some chance you imagine you see wine cushions and treats laid before you, you should know that it is merely an optical illusion. First you give me roses that have nothing to do with courting me, then you run me a bath under the pretext of the commander needs a wash. Now this? Exactly. I'm obviously not interested in you. I am making no attempts to impress you, and I'm definitely not trying to demonstrate my affection for you. Don't you believe me? I'm not sure what to believe at this point, Darian. Darian looks at you, his eyes alight with sincerity.
He's lying.
No, I don't ever propose. Oh, screw it. Let's see if we can get a love triangle going. For the heck of it. Now black screen waits, which is even the worst of the load screens. Because it can crash on these ones. Where? The longer he spends alone with you, the more Darian seems to shed his usual equability. His hair is trustled with, and he tries to, on his shirts, and the ties on his shirt have been loosened. Oh dear. He sits back, looking completely at ease, while his hands are lively and elegantly expressive, punctuating his speech. Well, he's doing better than me then. Here we are, alone in this utterly insignificant, tedious business meeting. Yeah, the British had something like this. We called it Partygate, in which our MPs were partying while the rest of us suffered COVID. Darian, this is terrible. So here we are, alone in this utterly insignificant, tedious business meeting. Would you be so kind as to suggest the conversation starter? We need something boring and political to talk about. Boring and political, as you know, are not exactly my forte. Best ways to scrub pots. Army logistics. Ah, a fine choice. This topic is boring and complex enough. Two people who are completely uninterested in each other could spend an evening discussing it. In fact, I have done some understanding of logistics, something it takes a great deal of effort to get the goods you need shipped from distant parts of Glorian. So get ready and listen to my lecture on best companies socializing in magical teleportation services. Oh dear. I must alert you in advance. The list is quite long and consists of around 24 enterprises with all their terms and conditions, including their pricing policies. Darian's eyes sparkle teasingly. You are absolutely positive you don't want me to stop now? I'm going with 2. You drove yourself into this trap. Now you must continue. Oh yes, I drive myself into this trap. Darian looks directly into your eyes. My thoughts are adrift, I guess. I shan't be able to maintain a boring conversation. It is beyond me. What is he up to? Moves closer just a little and takes your hand. I wonder if I shall come to regret this. You're dangerous. I know it. Oh boy. Okay, so this is where it gets really sappy then. Cuddle up to Darian. I'm no danger to you. Stop running away from me. Lift his chin with your hand and look into his eyes. If you try to pass this off as another of one of your jokes, I shall send you back to Mendev immediately on a donkey, stark naked. Oh, we're picking that one. Threats and passion. For some reason, I find this combination highly attractive. I thought this was not a date, Darian. Darian removes your hand from his face, and he doesn't move back. Instead, he leans forward, as if for a kiss.
Put a hand there.
Okay, what happened? I don't remember this. Inexplicably, powers lies in the force that draws mortal bodies and souls to each other. If there was a way to measure it and compare the forces of the universe, it could prove to be capable with gravity between the planets. But this force is fragile as it is mighty. Sometimes its emergence has led to unexpected and irrevocable consequences. Night falls, and with the commander drifts off into a deep sleep. She dreams. She sees herself from the outside of her body. Herself and Darian. Wait, what? When did that happen? The two lie next to each other. Their hands joined, their breathing slow and deep. The young count's hair gleams a soft golden glow, almost irrevocable in the light of day. But in the dark of night, it's unmistakable and bewitching. Oh, great. The commander realizes that she is not simply... Mary wakes up, tells herself to wake up. Mary gives herself over to the dream. Amari lets this strange vision take over. The hours of night drag on and on. Nothing changes. The couple continues to sleep, exhausted from lovemaking. Someone is watching, only at a very break of dawn, when Darian turns over with a slight sigh, slowly coming up to wakefulness, does the dream loosen its grip. Wake up. Okay, this just got complicated. Darian, I know what you've been thinking. You know what I've been thinking about? Darian is battling his tousled hair, trying to make it look slightly tidy. Oh God, I know that feeling in the morning. Perhaps the crusade isn't so bad after all. At least I feel much happier now than I did back in my hedonistic days in Knabras. What a horrible thought. I feel like I am betraying my ideals just by saying it. You know, I had a dream about the two of us. Indeed, he smiles. I'll bet it was something rather tender, or perhaps something exuberant and awful. No, it was a nightmare where someone or something was watching us. In the dream, a great danger was looming over you, but I was there for you, ready to help you no matter what. Darren is watching you with slight surprise and look on his face. A spark of understanding flickers in his eyes for a moment, then disappears. Finally, he smiles graciously. How courteous of you to guard me even in slumber. Okay. If you miss me, you know where to find me. Do I? Do I really? Oh, no, who's this? Oh no. What's gone wrong with the play now? You see a Kiliad, around 50 years old, dressed in a doublet and looks older than its owner. Once it may have been expensive, but it's worn and patched. A scabbard sword swings on his belt, covered in such a thick layer of rust that it looks more like a club. Oh dear. His flesh his flushed, swollen face, spongy nose, and dark circles beneath his eyes suggest that he is a heavy drinker. Then he opens his mouth to speak. Your suspicion is confirmed by a stench of alcohol on his breath. Oh dear, oh dear. So you're the commander, huh? It's a cozy little place you've got yourself here. All those, well, polished furniture, solid, commandable. Why, I think I'll give you a medal for this. Oh! I know who he is. A medal? How kind. Don't mention it. I'm a generous soul, but I'm also fair. I dish out medals and punish as I please. Who am I? I'm just your average citizen. No. Man groans and straightens up, affecting a proud, noble bearing insofar as he's depictable as his stature will allow. You will be pleased to know that I am Therablade Quintuminimus, a Hierophamatio, rightful heir of throne of Is and all Sclerosis. Oh, you poor person. Everyone knows that there's no king who ever ruled over Sarcosis. Not. How would you know? Have you ever been to Is? No, but I've got someone who would technically be the heir of Is. Have you seen it with your own eyes? You haven't. And if you haven't, maybe there was one. My pops used to tell me about the throne in the palace. It was gold all over, and it was encrusted with all manner of crusty things. Like diamonds, and fire ants, and rubies, and... yeah, okay, so... weird stuff. Couldn't take your eyes off it. And what kind of throne it was all mine. Mine by right. Can you prove it? Of course. We aren't some swindlers. We all have evidence here. Look. He takes this rusty old sword belt and shows you the hilt, which features a nearly worn-off golden crest. A grinning animal that depicts more closely resembles a shabby possum. Here, the royal symbol of ancient symbol of the rulers of Socorus. I've also got a wart on my chest in the shape of a crown. Of course, I'm the heir of the throne. And for those who don't believe me, well, they can get lost. That's all I say. Let them go. Pelura's full, where all the kings in Scaroris are buried. There, my entire family tree has been written in stone. Go and read for yourselves. Pelura's full, where is that? Are you deaf? You should drink a pine needle infusion. It'll do wonders for your ears. Thank you for that. And your eyes too. I'm telling you, all the dead Socoran kings are in the ground there. The mausoleum tomb burials over those call it obelisks. That's right. And it's all written there. My ancestors and me too. Just go look and everything will make sense. By every law of the land, I am king. Ay. What do you think you're entitled to? Kind of wish I had this one. We're simple people. Don't need much. No, I mean, no. That's not what I meant. We aren't simple people. We're not simple at all. We all need a great deal. The king's palace, throne, lands. But all that can wait until you take back his and make all the demons leave. As for now, I wouldn't mind having the king's residence here in Dresden. A place to sleep and some hot food. That'd be a start. Okay, off you go, trickster. going to take the opportunity to get the frack out of here
Tread lightly.
and get some adventuring done. Now what's on the streets? Nicely rebellious night gambles. Nicely rebellious. Okay, so there's something on the streets to do with being rebellious. There's more people walking about since I last came down here. Who put that there? Okay.
I'm gone.
It's not what I wanted to do. Thank you. So it's telling me I need to find something rebellious in the streets.
Follow my steps. Let's head out.
Jewelry trader.
Let us be careful.
There's Darian. It's Camilla. That's just a rundown warehouse at the moment. Run faster, Amari. Wait, so I need to talk to her about that. Okay, Sheila. Good days and clear skies. What you say? We're off today. Fate of the... Thank you greatly. Right. Much as I don't like her, off we go. Let me out of here.
Tread lightly.
I'll make short work of this.
Okay, where did the cultist bring me this time?
I'm gone.
Really need to do a scroll cell at some point. Oh, elk and other things have
Follow
started
my
to
steps.
return here. Would you look at this? Wildlife has flocked to the village, cleansing. The tree of corruption was worth it, so it seems. Oh, wow, that's a very big moose. What are we calling it? Well, I think I'll just stick with moose. Not whatever that word is.
I refuse to accept their statement.
It's your time to cease to exist. Tell the spirit Ubrigolus sent you.
We should move.
We have lizards now, at least they're friendly here. What's this? Someone's coming, run! Druids?
What a discovery!
Let us bide our time. I've spotted something. Something here. I've spotted something.
Really don't need to pause every time I find something.
Done. Done. Impossible.
Everyone can run across that. Come on. Oh, for crying out.
Something here.
Marauder spellcaster. The thieves stare at you fearfully, weighed down by the loot. Why did you chase us? Just joking, you don't need anything from you. Get lost. Why did you run? Have you seen your own ugly mug? I mean, those are troubled times, and you got to keep an eye out. Who are you? No one? No one, just passing by? I'm just joking. Don't need anything from you. Chaotic. Intimidate. Yeah, pull the other
Oh,
one.
they'll regret this.
Okay.
Forwards!
Too late for apologies.
My finest work. Clawing time.
Out of my sight!
Mind over muscle. You should have listened to reason.
What Nenio said.
Let's head out.
You should have listened to reason. You'd still be alive.
I shall not fail.
Yes, you will. Mess with the kangaroo rat.
Completed.
Okay.
Let us be careful.
Don't even try not answering me. If you fail me, you tricksy lump of rock, I swear on Pelura's backside, I'll crush you into rubble with my bare hands.
Right, show no mercy. I'll give you a hand.
Hear that? Show me up a second time, and there won't be a third. Right. Don't let me down.
There he is.
Yes! Yes! I knew it! I knew it! It was a manifestation of my god. The first I've seen since I woke up in this mad world of yours. My god is alive, don't you see? And that means part of Sarkoris still lives as well. Not in words, but words are not needed here. I have no idea, but I'll find out very soon. Well, are you coming with me? Let's go, you say. Let's run, say I. Let's fly.
Like, if you're turning Griffin on us, I'm jumping on your back like a hippogriff. Oh, this isn't very encouraging either. Explore the town. So,
It went splendidly.
what is that? War Chief, there's something not right about that their horse. The damn thing might be plagued. Worse than that, the poor thing is undead.
Solid plan. I failed.
Examine the carcass after the battle makes it clear that the horse was not plagued at all. It's very strange though, as if it perished long ago by some kind of parasite took over its dead body. Help, they're going to eat me.
Tread lightly.
Pestilence.
Keep your heads down.
Swarm that walks.
You're in my way.
I'll hit you.
Yes, Anna, I told you, no mages. The young woman shakes a lock of dark hair out of her face. Casts a frustration look frustrating at a big man in worn Nemarian armor. She is breathing heavily after the battle. Come now, Yisa. The warrior whispers sweat from his brow and bored hand and shakes his head. There is no irritation in his calm voice, only weariness. I receive reports about the hunger that moves and the south gate. I had no time to stop and think. Well, make sure you do next time. Ugh. The stench of sorcery. She makes a show of wafting away the air in front of her face. I can hardly hear Serena through it. The goddess is displeased. Yeah, whoops, wrong program. Well, I'm sorry, Yisa. Next time before I ride off, I'll be a good old think first, and I'll let the demons run amok in Goldrun, or Goodrun. The big man shrugs. And forgive me for stinking. Come up next to a bathing day. Next bathing day, I'll make sure to scrub my armor. Her expression turns pained as she raises a narrow hand sharply into the air. Enough talking. Talking to you is impossible. You're behaving like a barbarian in front of our visitors too. Her amber eyes lose some of their frostiness as she surveys your party. I'm sorry you had to witness that. Some may have forgotten how to act like a chieftain, but I still remember the laws of hospitality. Welcome to Goodrun, travellers. Cinera promised to lead you here, and here you are. Sorry, the warrior cast is appraising glance at you. So you're them then, the outlanders from those hazy prophecies. If you come in peace, then you are well met. And welcome home. She smiles at Ulbrich. Who's that? Oh, you know her, trust me. She smiles cryptically. Sienna is one of the most remarkable beings you have ever met in your life, but you will have time to talk about her later. Not here, not now. What kind of answer is that? Are you saying Sienna of yours brought us here? Then it must have been for a reason. Take us to her. Patience is a virtue. You'll see Sienna, I'm sure. But it might be difficult. Either way, before you go to her, you should visit the town. Our tiny but still living piece of Sarkoris. Oh, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I'd almost lost hope of seeing fellow Sarkorans alive ever again. I nearly went mad with grief when I saw the stone of voices was silent and there was no one to answer me. I can't imagine how delighted we were when our stone suddenly came to life. It has always been silent as far as I know. And then suddenly, shaman voices wavers. At this point today, you are guests of Gudrun. You will see Sienna later, soon, but not until she herself wishes it. You were expecting us. She was expecting you. The man of Namaran armor casts a sidelong look at his companion. We both were. She glares back at the warrior and smiles quickly returns to her face. These two are clearly a married couple. But the great Sienna caught the scent of one of your party during the heavenly hunt. Ah, okay, yes, my character would know her then. Many nights passed. It was you. She gives the flexible bread. She'll be that white wolf we saw earlier. The moment you awoke, Sienna knew, and the spirit of old Sarkoris is strong in you. I can sense it now too. Sienna, you say? I never heard of that goddess, but but that's no surprise to me. We've got a lot of them. Trailing off, and Briggs strokes his beard. We had a lot of them, I would say, in the old days. Yeah, it doesn't matter that you don't know our goddess. What matters is she knows you. Can't argue with that. And if she knows me, maybe she knows my god as well. How did I wrong Avhar? Why won't he answer me? Sienna knows all. She will most certainly help you. I want to hear the story about the demise. Oh, it happened a long time ago. 100 years have passed since the demon lords destroyed the Shining Land. Not a day goes by that I do not grieve for it. My heart still bleeds. I embody the pain with my mother's milk. Okay, yep. Couldn't you have embodied something useful, like which mushrooms are safe to eat and which is the best time of year to plant turnips? Sovereign murmured. Commentary tackles in the conversation. Feel free to behead him. Ah, this man is the blood of Sarkoran chieftains flowing through his veins. You shouldn't have spent so long roaming the as a sellsword, Sigvin. The ways of those ungodly Numorans have set so deeply in your mind. Ismond casts a weathering look at Sovereign. You're both right in your own way, Ulbrich chuckles. You are both idiotic children in your own way too. You're arguing and needing each other just like we did in my clan. Okay. Can you finish the story of old Sarkoris, please? Right, Sarkoris. Sarkoris should have endured for 1,000 years, but it fell in a single night. It must have been the will of the gods. Sarkoris fell in a single night because it turned a blind eye to the cult of Daskari for too long, and it will be the gods had nothing to do with it. It will be that Alu Voresh, the will of Alu Voresh, yes. Ah, devious scum. Ulrich spritzed on the ground. Isa's face twists with resentment at that name. I don't want to hear it. May it sink into oblivion after that one. How could anyone trust a mage? At the right time, in the skilled hands, a tool can be useful. He shrugs as if argument is now settled. Okay, so who are you? The woman proudly steps forward, partly blocking the warrior. I am Yasmina, the shaman of this tribe, guardian of our traditions, spiritual mother, and conduit of the will of the goddess of Sarkoris. Sovereign, the man politely ducks his head. I am sovereign, chieftain of this place. Yasmin, more like the headsman. Sarkoran chieftains don't rub elbows with mages, and they don't wear Nemorian metal on their chest. Shaman points at a delicate finger at... Why do I get the feeling of, this is the way? Right. Sovereign, the first time a shadow of irritation passes over the man's face. No, I am a chieftain this year, and been protecting this town with a weapon in my hand for going on 10 years already. And I'm going to keep doing it, even if you think everything I do, every breath I take, every way I scratch my behind is wrong. Even if our ancestors spit on me and the skies above, I'm going to keep doing it. She exhales heavily. We are leaders of this town. These are the last inhabitants of the lands of old Sarkoris, and we take pains to preserve our heritage. It's painful, all right, like preserving a boot that lost its pair. Sovereign mutters. And what about you, strangers? Aren't you going to introduce yourself? I am Amari, Knight Commander of the Crusade, of the leader of the 5th Crusade. Really? If I'd known, I would have put my dress armor on. Oh, wait, you don't have any. So, where are we? We're in Gundren, stronghold of Sarkoris, and the land that will resurrect our great homeland to former glory. A patch of barren land on the very edge of the world rune, a little town of refugees, and worth as much as beggars, spittle and a country road. His voice becomes quite serious. And our home. And we will fight for it till the last drop of blood is spilled. Look at you two. Look at the two of you, and I don't know what to think. Part of me feels like I never left home. You talk like we talked. You look like you could have been my own kin, but at the same time, you're as strange as if you had just come down from the moon. Yep. Probably on the moon. And you're just as confusing to us. You and I look of an age. I might be slightly older, but then again, you're also old enough to be my great-grandfather. And you saw Sarkoris back when it was still green. It's enough to make your head spin. So, should I talk to you like you're just another townsman, or pay my respects to you as an honoured ancestor? Oh yeah, that is pretty confusing. None of that. Honours and ceremony are the last thing I need. A fair amount of time has gone by, I know, and a lot has changed in the world, but we chanced to meet and we accept each other. And if we seem strange to each other, well, no matter. We'll get used to it. So, who were we fighting just now? We don't really know ourselves. We call those creatures the hunger that moves. The swarm that moves. Small demons stuff themselves inside the skin of dead men and off they go. Disgusting. They didn't always come this close to town. We haven't had cause to look into it before now. She seems genuinely alarmed. Right, I want to take a look around the town. Ori perks up, scratching and flexing his muscles. You're right. We've done enough talking. We can't hang around all day, can we? Ysa, you stay here if you want, but I've got to go I've got trade council soon. I see you can't wait to look around our town, but give me a few minutes. There is something you must know without delay. You have appeared on our doorstep in a difficult time. An unknown sickness has swept through our town in recent days, and Sovereign has quarantined Gudrun's right bank. I wanted to heal the sickness using the power of the Great Sienna, but Sovereign won't even let me near the afflicted. He packed them all into one building and put a guard on the door. He sent off for a healer, Namira, and now he's just waiting for them to arrive. What will the sick last that long? If only someone could convince the bull-headed man to let me help. But it's not just that. There's no way to reach the other bank now. I trust you will find a solution. I'll see you later at Wolf's home. Our conversation is still to come.
I'm gone.
Yeah, well, there's some weird things here, alright. Okay, so
Follow my steps.
quarantined the West Bank, has he? Where is this West Bank? Oh, here probably? Move along, stir. Don't make my job any harder. You can't come across the bridge. Oh, right. Please, my mother is on the other side. You can see yourself. I'm not sick. Halt. You can't see a thing. Catching this sickness is the last I need. Fair enough. A burly fellow standing right in front of the bridge, unhurriedly peeling an apple. He glances... that's far enough. He glances at you, barely bothering to take a break from his task. I've told you 100 times there's a quarantine. Stay on your side with the rest of the afflicted. The healer will arrive soon. I'm about to knock. Pharmacy check. The guard looks up at you with an awkward smile would appear on his face. Oh, right. For you. I think I can make an exception. No sense in keeping you with the sick. You look decent. I mean, you look good. And anyway, I don't want any problems with Sovereign. Right, so we can now cross.
Let's head out.
How much longer are we supposed to keep? Watch. Oh, right, so they're moaning about the sick.
Let us be careful.
Roan. God's spirits, my dear mother, Sorana is alive. Guard her against harm, rid her of her foolish stubbornness, and help her reunite a family. Okay, right.
A success worthy of praise.
Tread lightly.
Ooh, we have a dead dog. A whole horrible, nasty pit. That's never a good thing. X-Men.
Follow my steps.
Let's cross the river.
Let's head out.
Another X-Men. I'll bring me back to there, so... It's an old bridge that's collapsed from the look of it. Interesting. How does one get up there? Let's go and have an investigate over here first. Bucky. You're the heroes that help me, yes. Tell me the problem. There's a lot to tell. The caravan is bound for Minia, used to Mountain Pass, but there is no other route, and that's there, the narrow stretch. It's the hunger that moves has made its new home. My caravan has been attacked twice. I haven't seen it myself, obviously, but many of my people escaped with their lives, and then all they say is they were attacked by the hunger that moves. Now everyone's flatly refusing to go anywhere without heavy escort, but where am I supposed to find people to do the job? Sovereign has no manpower to spare on the account of that quarantine, so what do you think? I will help protect your caravan, maybe? That's great. That's just great. My lads are setting off... Susan will... Okay, so... Let's trade, shall we? I have to go. But I will come back and help your caravan later.
Let us be careful.
Spellcaster.
Tread lightly.
How did you get across this side? I'll be having a few choice words with the guards at the crossing. Come in, since you're here. Is the town in need of help? Sovereign spreads his arms wide, as if trying to encompass an entire settlement at once. Yes, is Gudrun. Of course it needs help. Always. The only question is, which of our problem can you place on your shoulders? Which problem do you need most help with? Let me get a look at your those shoulders of yours. Ah, they look sturdy enough. I think I have the job for you nicely. Tell me about this important job of yours. Well, it's not my job exactly, to be honest with you. Rather, leave everything as it is, but Ysa is beside herself. She keeps nagging me to do a bit too. Sovereign frowns and looks away, looks calm and gazes back at you. We have a place here, a sacred grove. It's just trees, stones, and some more trees, and a shrine in the middle of it all. Have you guessed whose shrine it is yet? It is our resplendent Serena. The trouble is, demons are drawn to our sacred grove like moths to a flame. None of our young ones have ever seen the shrine's doors, let alone the inside of it, and the old have all but forgotten what it looks like. I can tell you're good with a weapon, and you did not come alone either. What do you say? Will you take on this task? His eyes seem to study you. Will you drive the demons out of the grove? I will help clear the grove of your... I thought you didn't care about Yasmina's problems. Is that what you figured from our disagreement back there? I see. I'll put it this way. Yuza has a good head on her shoulders, but those tails of hers... It's with sadness in his voice, but he remains calm and firm. The time for tales has passed, and now it's time to make tough decisions. If Yusa had her way, she would close Godram off to outlanders, and that would be our downfall. There are too few of us, you understand, too few to be trying to live in the world on its own. Why won't you help Yasmina yourself? Do you need any help with the quarantine? No, I'll handle it fine. I've already sent off for a healer, Brojord. My advisor took care of it. The healer is delayed in coming, of course. Sovereign clicks his tongue in frustration. And you'd think he'd hurry his nag a little after the fortune I paid him. Well, no point fuming over it. He'll be here any day now. Why won't you let Yasmina help? If you've talked to her, you probably understand the reason yourself, shakes his head. She is the heedless one. She believes Sienna will protect her from everything, and she'll walk through fire armed with that faith. And the disease is dangerous. These are our people. Our people have died already, and that's why I've put all the sick in one house and put a guard on the door. It's the safest thing to do until the healer gets here. He's not wrong. There's something else. The reason why Yasida is so troubled about the whole thing. The disease reared its head after the feast day. And do you know which feast day it was? The one that honoured our wolf. Yazda is the changer of the perceptions, is in charge of the preparations every year. And she torments herself. She feels guilty, and it takes her clear head to deal with, a serious job. You have an advisor. His name is Brynjolf. I brought him all the way from Nirai. He was in my party. He wasn't much use in combat, but he applies himself here. Oh, I have one of them. It's called Darian. What do you know about the disease? Barely anything. It all began right after feast on Arstriana. I think I know who the hunger is. They hadn't even taken the garlands off the gates that evening when the first one fell sick. Maybe they brought in the disease among with the foreign goods. Maybe it's something else, but people are hurting and dying every day. Talk to Brynjolf, he can tell you more. Your people may not laugh. Sovereign calls his hand to a fist in his brown forest. I am aware, he yells, but he quickly cools his temper. What do you suggest I do then? I can't get a healer from yourself. The border is closed. But not that I want anything to do with those ghouls. Alright, it can't hurt. Go, have a look if you like. I'll tell my people to let you go where you please, but if Yuzenda is not allowed to go anywhere near the sick. If you figure out a way to weed out the disease, come and we'll talk. Right, I have to go. Right, so we'll go get his quests done.
I'm gone.
Oh wow, his people are in a sorry state.
Impossible.
Where is he? There he is. Brynjolf, the advisor of the chieftain. At your service, Outlanders. I am strongly advising against you looking into this matter. Why would famed warriors like you concern yourselves with a quarantine? But I won't go against my chief's orders. Ask me whatever you want. How long have people been? A couple of days since the evening of our first day honor of Sienna. What are the symptoms of the disease? The symptoms are horrible indeed. Stomach cramps, weakness and fever. The affliction brings down strapping men, as well as children and the old. Take my advice. Do not venture too close to the sick or their bodies. Sienna protects those who protect themselves. Tell me about yourself. And I'm really missing that Aeon path right now.
Follow my steps. Let's head out.
Looks very, posh. A bit too posh. Right. So now I need to... Oh, what's going on here? Wow. Where'd we get the whole crate? Uh-oh. Don't worry. Perhaps party. Great, mate. Okay, so... Moonshine, tell you. Okay, so we're watching them. Let me guess they're going to turn into the hunger that walks. Yeah. Black magics. Okay. What's happening to me? Somebody, hey. Hey, my buddy. Oh, no. Okay. Like, why'd he run away like that? He just looked at me like, well, can't you see my hands? Where'd they go? Where'd my hands go? Am I dead? Am I sort of see-through? My mother told me drinking would be the death of me. She was right. Help me, sister. You hear the sobs and lamentations out of thin air. You're invisible, so I'm not a ghost. Lets out a drunken sob. Have I been cursed? Heck, did Gramps do this to me? For stealing liquor? So you're drunk on your grandfather's liquor. Sounds like your grandfather is an alchemist. What? No, he is. Come to think of it, the liquor bottles were a little small. Gramps, why would you do this to me? Drunk your grandfather? Yeah, why would I not? And he's old, he doesn't need it. The crate just stood there, gathering dust for goddess knows how many years. Who are you? So you can hear me. Thanks, Sienna, for the protector. I'm Dunik. I'm the local. I'm a friend. Stay here while I think of something. I'm staying here.
The road awaits.
Darian,
Skip the
you're up.
pleasantries.
Oh. Come on, I'm sure you had this spell. Maybe it's
This
her.
war must end.
Unbreakable heart. Cure wounds. Hit piercing scream. Mage armor. Reduce person. Cure moderate wounds. Scorching ray. Burning arc. Glitter dust. Delay poison. Hold person. Fireball. Heroism. There we go. Don't keep me drunk here, sister. Did you find anything, Hick? Are you going to start drinking again once you're visible? The potion you drank was spoiled from being stored too long. Meat, no, drop, not hit, never again. Just please help. Really? You know, I didn't have these exact mouldy notes on it. Time to think of a solution. So that's not working. Okay, what have we got in inventory? Anyhow. Burning hands. Glitter dust, burning arc. Okay, so that's not working. Ugh. More extra L. This chair's cushion loves to keep sliding off while you're sitting on it. Let's see. So none of these are working. Okay. Need to see invisibility, perhaps? Small bit. It's a level 3 spell. Okay. What about her? She got it? Nope. Neutralize poison. Let's try that. It's the only spell I haven't tried. I'll find it, that is. It's delay poison.
Access. Yes. 就 wash on.
Rules are made to be broken.
Quadritium Durinos.
Nope, so we're so far through every spell at it.
Aborone Sentes.
You know what you're doing. Good.
We must stop this war. There is no hope, only us. The gods have abandoned. What was I saying just now? Wanna play together?
No, I don't think fireball would work. Glitter dust at least lets me see him.
Access. Yes.
Let's see. Just person. I might have to save this and carry on tomorrow.
Am I doing it wrong? Am I doing it wrong? You are my favorite aid.
This way? Well, all that did was spray a rainbow. A snow. I'm not going to ask.
Now we are making a mystery of ourselves.
Okay, so it's no visibility field. No.
Our duty calls.
Summon the mastodon. Okay. Chainmail of the dragonfly. So what does this do? 30%. Chainmail can be activated once per day. 50-foot radius. Bonus attack. Okay, nice. Right, worth remembering. In fact, I will plop that down in skills. Haze of dreams. Good grief. I wonder if he has anything. Hmm. Someone around here's got to sell scrolls.
Let us be careful.
Maybe he does. Kinda wishing I had the scroll of invisibility on. I see invisibility on me now. I could have had Nenio copy it. But I left it with Wooljiff and he's left the party for the time being. Oh, charming. Yeah. No. Oh, too late. We'll escort the wagon tomorrow. This is getting to be too much now. I needed to be in bed a minute ago. So let's have a look, see. Flip over, is he on tonight? Sadly, he is not. What? Okay, well, I think I'm just going to call it a night here. Just on the grounds that I am completely stuck right now and I'm actually too tired to think how to get out of it, so exit out to desktop. I've saved it, I can load straight in. So here's hoping that I don't have the issues I had today. But it's tech and tech hates me. So I shall see you all soon. Good night, folks.